Good morning, Vietnam. No, that's not what the good morning is all about. Hey, folks. It is dark o'clock here. I look outside. It's totally pitch black. Hi, gang. I see the usuals, the early birds. Some people beat me to the live room every day. Today, not too many people beat me. Who's excited? And we're trying to see what tickers are we going to do today. Let me get you a list of what I published, and we will see if that will do. Hello, hello. I trust you all had a good weekend. I don't remember what happened this weekend. MU, yeah. I was supposed to rest this weekend, and I didn't. I'm not sure why. I planned on it. Somehow I did not. Okay, so here are the tickers that I thought would do. No, where did I have them? Goodness gracious. Oh, I know where. There they are. These are what I had planned to look at. Let me know if you have different ones, and we can totally add. I think we can handle it. So Meta, NVIDIA, PLTR, Visa, NBA. So Visa, NBA, we'll add those. I can tell you right off the bat about them, but I won't spoil the picture. All right. So let's see here. I'll wait a couple more minutes and before I start because I want to start with the actual market itself. I think it's worth it. I have three, let's see here. Those stickers you see, this one right here, left big one is the S&P, upper right is the NASDAQ, and the lower right is the IWM. And the story this week, Beto will add Beto. The story this week is all about breakout or breakdown. I don't think we can loiter here much longer. And we have plenty of catalysts. By the way, good morning and thank you for being here. Don't forget to first subscribe to the channel. It's free so far. And second, put the bell thingy on because then you will get notified of these sessions and other videos I may release. And third, probably most important for today only, is to hit the like button if you do like it. And if you don't like it, hit it anyway. What's it going to cost you? Nothing. It would help us out and we will improve the content and expand it. Okay, so members, thanks for being here. I totally appreciate you. In case you don't know, we do have a daily chat room going on. You know where to reach me. I have several venues. Benzinga is one of the most popular one. Find your way through that if you want. Simple Stocks is our YouTube channel. You know where to hit us. Hey, William. Hey, Neve. I see a lot of Carla. Hello. Happy Monday to you too. MU. I think it's on the list. It's not. I will add it. It popped up on one of my wolf waves, not in a good way. Hi, Dave. Thanks for the email, by the way, Dave. Thanks for looking out. I will hunt down that copycat. Yes, we do have another copycat. That's because we do good work. It's kind of like, it's annoying, but it's kind of a good thing. Baba, I will add Baba to the list. Okay, let me show you what I have. BBD.B. What the heck is that? BBD.B. I don't know what that is, so we'll we'll check it out. Here's what I have. If your ticker is not there, hit me. Yeah, why don't you find out what the SE will add it. Find out who they are and what they are, and get me another email. I'll do that. Kamal, I will put that. We have a couple Kamals. Actually, I need to reach out to one of our Kamals. I haven't heard from him in a while. He's always in the back. Okay, so let's get started. All right, awesome. Don't spend any money though. Just make believe and don't spend any money. Okay, so the story is, for me, is simple. If you ignore all the headlines, we have the S&P that wants to break out, and I said the breakout is imminent. So if you don't have anything to mess up the momentum, we should be able to break out from the February highs. That's that point right here. So the February highs, which is about 4,200, 4,205. The S&P has been stuck below it for a year. If you notice on the upper right hand side, that's the same point for the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq blew past that point, and it's struggling and it beating the August from last year. This February lid on the S&P is from this year. The Nasdaq is blew past it, and the next one is August of last year. And if they clear August of last year, then they'll have May of last year, which was also very high point and tough point. And then you have this stinker. This is the 2000 stocks in the Russell 2000. So the IWM needs to get up above 180. So the challenges are 4,200 for the SPX, 180 for the IWM. That's a simple thing. What can stand in the way or make it? We have a bunch of things. We have Fed heads talking all week, including the first cornhole is Bullard. And Bullard, I'll add TFC. Bullard is not even a voting member, somebody tells me. Don't care. I don't want to cuss first thing in the morning, but I wish they would all shut up. Just shut up. Just stop talking. Stop doing anything. Okay. So what's my engagement, my rules of engagement? I'm looking to buy dips. Not every dip, dips into support, whether this is the indices, if they fall into intraday support, or good stocks that fall on whatever headlines and find support. That has been a winning strategy for us. For example, we were long IWM for the last week and a half or two, and Apple for the last few days, which I got stopped out for 50 or 60% gains last week. So I would look to re-engage long. So that's the mode. What am I doing? I'm buying dips. If I was a machine, I'd be looking for dips to buy at certain levels of support. Hi, Safar. Bombardier. Oh, okay. I know Bombardier. Got you. We'll see if we can look it up, Suarez. So Verizon, I will add. You can buy shares in Verizon if you want a pretty nice dividend. All right, so let's jump into individual stocks. I'm going to jump into this multiple window. This way will give me like a... By the way, this one popped up on my scan. CHPT. I guess we can start there. I'll add it. And it jumped up because of a descending wedge. I'm not a fan of these descending wedges, and I'm definitely not a fan of the industry. So if you want to risk a couple of bucks for a pop as a trade, not an investment, fine. It seemed intriguing. It popped on a couple of scans. So I guess you can use the lows from Friday. You can say to yourself, okay, this looks like a couple of tails here. They might come up from here to here. So it might have 2 to 5% rally. Not sure if it develops into anything else, but that's like a quickie speculative trade. I don't have much. I was going to look at the options, so I will do that for the members today. Look at the options. So we will do that. Members, remind me in the live room to look at CHPT from different angles to see maybe there's some clue or two inside the options that can tell us if there's something imminent or not there. All right, I guess we're starting. Tesla is next. Tesla has been a piggy bank for us in a good way. So if we look at the daily, it filled the gap and it's running into a problem potential around 187. Hello, Firefly. Smash that like button. Yes, please. Hey, I built something for that. Hold on. Where is it? Check it out. Fancy, getting fancy here. Wait. Check it out. So this is a ticker that we haven't made a mistake in a long time. I don't like that it's going into a shelf that was a dip back in April. So whoever was stuck back then in it might be tempted to get out. So it's not an obvious entry point. I think the best chart is this one. Although the trend of late from mid-May has been fantastic, the easy work has been done. It might have a couple of bucks. It will follow the market up, but I'm not sure that it is easy to enter here. So that's the Tesla thing. I do like it though. So I'm looking for reasons to enter. I'm always looking for reasons to enter. And the way I do it, I sell puts on bad days. Okay. Let's see. Apple. Check this out. So this never makes a good place to enter. That's why I kind of closed on Friday. Now I have to tell you that if they take these out, they're gone. It doesn't make sense for a stock to rally this much, which is 40% or more, and then continue on without a dip. So if it does make a dip, it will turn it into an inverse head and shoulders. So if you don't know what that is, I'll add Ford, Reggie. The other one is already in there. Are you a cadet? Brave person. Good for you. Let's say they dip to whatever extent. This becomes an inverse head and shoulders, which is a bullish position. Okay? And the upside is the moon. But let's give it just half of the benefit, not even. Let's go to here and give it this much benefit, not all of it. All of it would be down to here. So that means the upside is basically an all-time high. That's what that means. So if it dips, get engaged. If you haven't seen it, I cover the market every day before the market opens, and we had arrows pointing down saying dips will be normal last week on Friday. They went exactly to the arrow. So if everybody was freaking out on Friday, they're not doing it right. So I'm in the mode of catching dips in here. So that's the easy thing to do with a stock like this one. No issues with the company, so I can rely on entries and exits. Support zone somewhere around 170, 169. If we come down to here, I would buy the dip again. Like I said, I was long. I'm not anymore. I'm looking to re-engage. I'm not chasing though. Okay. We have Google machine. I like GOOGL. I'll add Ford before I forget. These are the tickers that we're covering today. So this is a company that's also not easy to chase here. It is breaking out from this prior fail, but it's going into a giant area that should be a problem. This is about the target of this breakout here. Buying dips would be my mode, and I don't think I would touch it until about here. Whereas here 112-ish for it to cover this gap. So dip into this area that was the breakout in order to establish footing, and then come back and take this out would make more sense. So if it drops 10%, I know that's a lot, but it just rallied 20%, 22% in very short period of time. So nothing is impossible there. Chasing it here is not ideal. If you're a fast trader, you can use these wicks, like 120-ish is support. 118 right here, that would be a good place. Whatever this thing is, 114. So 118, 120, 118, 114. Shorter term levels for the GOOGL. I don't like to trade the GOOG. NVIDIA. Talk about an extended run. Everybody wants to short NVIDIA, even the wolf wave. So I see a dip in NVIDIA, and it could be substantial because of how high it's gone. But fundamentally, I would not short it because it's running on hope, a lot of hope of other things other than its business. So it's hard to kill hope. Buy dip, I wouldn't touch it until it hit 245. I know it's 310. If you're not long, you missed it. If you're starting an investment in NVIDIA and you're going all in up here, I think you're creating yourself some drama. It can get to an all-time high fairly soon, but I think it would be better if it does it with a dip. Now, having said that, the breakout from 280 could already be it. And the upside is freaking huge, which would bring an all-time high. Don't short it. It's one of those THTH. It's too high to chase blindly, all in, and it's too hot to short at all. A couple people were able to short it via credit call spread, bear call spreads. Not for me. I think I can find easier way to make money. On the daily, it's very vulnerable. Shorter term, not so obviously vulnerable. There are buyers into 301, I would say, plus or minus $2. And definitely buyers into 293. So 301, 293. Look out for sellers into 315 and a half, 316. Brave New World potential, perhaps. Perhaps. Okay, Netflix. A lot of people nailed this one among the members. It wasn't my idea, trust me. So Netflix, check it out. This is the daily chart over the long term. If they take out 380, I'm rounding, they can come up to 460 with a lot of selling in between. Like 400 is a problem from this round number. Very choppy chart. Pretty tough for somebody to just jump in. And it's not an easy start. But it's not shortable because of the fact that they haven't even started cracking down on the password sharing thing. And I think a lot of the people that have been sharing mooching free memberships, they will end up buying a membership. I finally caved in, but I actually got it free from my phone. But let's say I cancel T-Mobile, I would pay for Netflix just because it's easy and convenient, and they have a crap ton of mediocre content and every once in a while something good. All right, so check this out. Look at this line right here. You can't make this stuff up. Look at this line right there. So pay attention to 348. And then another line, actually a box. Here. What is that? 332 plus or minus a couple of bucks. So those are important short term. All right, Netflix. Next we have GE and then Lowe's. I'm giving you a preview of what's coming on. Pre-roll. That's what we call it in the business. I don't know. Okay. Caveat, I showed it GE twice and lost. Showed it a third time, made well money to make up for the other two and then some. Looking to short it again. I'm not sure where from though. I don't want to short the market. I just want to short this breakdown. Think it can run. See my alert, 110. If it gets there, I'll try. Meanwhile, I'll think about it. So this is to say it's not an obvious entry point. Look at these tails. Those are pretty difficult to beat, these two tails. They have done it before, but it might take a while. Support 102, 102 and a half. Another point of support somewhere around 100 and a half, like inside this zone right here. Like right there would be nice. What is that? 100. Nice round number. Okay. So we're up at 42 likes. I like it. What's next? Lowe's. Lowe's reports earnings, so everything I say, you're going to have to frame it within that context. Maybe it's better to trade Home Depot and trade the Lowe's earnings based on Home Depot with Home Depot trades. Okay, so Lowe's 212 and a half. Pretty sharp line. It will be a catalyst if they take it out clearly, and they will try to do that. So sharp line at 212 and a half, sharper line around 223. Be careful. Buy the dip mode looks pretty good. Support zone below here. So I will put an alert in here and say, hey, wake me up if it goes there. All right. I would be willing to buy the dip in this guy. Let me take a peek at Home Depot. Yep. I think I traded Home Depot. I don't remember. Or I shared a couple of trade ideas on the dips from earnings. All right. So we'll go with that. Thank you, order flow traders. What do we have next? We have Netflix, GE, low, BBY. not to be confused with BBBY. Okay, so Best Buy needs a bounce from a descending wedge. You can see these wedges, and Wolf Wave wants to pop up there. The problem is they're losing support, so I could go long in BBY with an immediate stop. Why? Because if they drop lower than last week, there's nothing recent that the bulls can say, oh yeah, we have support at. So I guess the next support is 69, and then below that is 68. So if there are no earnings, there are earnings, so never mind. The earnings are this week. Pretty interesting trade if it wasn't for the earnings. If you twist my arm, I would go long, but not through the earnings. However, members, somebody remind me before they report for us to jump into the options. I bet you this will give us good clues to bet on the earnings. Ryan, if you're in here, let me know. End phase, I will add end phase. I am long, but it's played out already on end phase. All right, Costco. Company that does not, we don't need to worry about its fundamentals, and we're just looking at the sales comps every early part of the month. It has a freak out or freak down from earnings, from comp sales. They report sales for the previous month early, like within the 7th day of the first week. All right, we have buyers at 492, buyers at 486. We have sellers, hard sellers at 506 and 502. So you have two boxes. One tight box if you're actually trading and not investing, which would be here. And you have a bigger box if you're slower like me. So if you're fast, you can trade inside this range. If you're slow, you can get long down here with stops, and if you want to fade it or exit is up here. And if it takes this out, whichever edges they break, they go through those edges and overshoot. So if they take this out, they'll overshoot to here. If they lose this, I think they will come down to like 474. I think they need the market to do that. So as long as the market is doing okay, Costco is fine. Etsy is starting to be pretty compelling. It is available, but it hasn't popped. So this was the earnings box, and last week it's losing it. I don't know what's going on. This is one of those tickers that has a decent P&L, a decent story to tell, and it just can't find support. Maybe I can go long against this one. This candle right there, 87. So I'd be interested. If there are no earnings, I would be interested. Looks like I already did the trade for the members. I'll go check on it. I don't remember it being in my portfolio. If it's not, I'll add it. So it's not a place to get out. It's a place to try longs with stops against this support. This is support. How do I know that? Last time they were here, they bounced. So maybe they'll bounce again. So if I'm long, I'll stay long. If I'm looking to get long, I can go in and try it out and see if it works. Okay, so who's next? We have Meta. So Meta has been super hot lately, and I'm not sure why, but I kind of have a feeling that it's about like a fuzzy scenario in the future. No one can put a concrete thing on the metaverse yet, so they're kind of it's a wishy-washy idea, and you can't kill wishy-washy ideas pretty quickly. That's why they broke out and they hit our arrows and then some. So the easy answer is this is not an obvious entry point in a stock that's doing this, but it's so close to this giant gap that it's going to become a magnet. So if the markets pop, this one could fill half the gap. So it could get to 270 this week or next. But it's not for me. It's too late for me to try to chase it. And if I am a fast trader, then maybe. How do I do it? I buy the dip into the most recent support, which is 240, or I chase the breakout from 249. And if you're a member, you know how to do it. If you're not, join and I'll tell you how to do it. It's not as easy as buying the uptick. Do not buy the breakout. Buying the breakout is not done by buying the breakout. It's done by something else. So they have a new AI chip. I didn't think they even make chips. How is that all about? What's that all about? So wait, we've stalled at 47 likes. Can you please help me out with this one while I take a breather? And I forgot to bring water with me. Nick, come on, man. All right, I'll tell you who's coming up next. This is the list of stocks. And we are up to Meta. So ULTA. ULTA's next. Okay, 4 extra ones, I guess I'll take those. How about we get to like 55 or something while I look at ULTA. Okay, so clearly the business of ULTA is thriving. I think we can look at, let me see before I say that, how are they doing on sales? Okay, sales are not bad for a retailer. Strong quarter, the last one they reported. So they have nothing wrong in the business itself. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Okay, so it's bad that they lost this area. And now I would worry about rallies being sold into 510. So this one could drift lower down to 470 or 460. Shortable, not easily. And if so, do it on the rally. So if it rallies into 500 and 504, I think it will have sellers. There are sellers lurking in here. So if it pops, somebody wants to sell a bear call spread or buy a put or put spread temporarily, that would be the way to do it. It could drift lower to 480, so it should have buyers here. So it could drift lower in a series of lower highs and lower lows. Hard to short outright though. You be careful with that one. Splunk. Splunk came up to go long, and then this happened, and then now it's to go short. Hi Heather. You can scroll up in the chat, I think, and see what tickers we have, and you want to add some of yours, that's great. So it's good that they're trying to beat this area, which means there's more upside, but it's not good because unless they take out 98, I think they can drift down to 92. So what I would say is this is easy. Vulnerable. I'm not saying short it, it's just vulnerable. And I would buy the dip down here. So there should be buyers. So this is a typical visual to what I mean by I would be looking for weakness to get into a bullish trade. This was too fast. And now we have a harmonic that if they don't take out 98, they're going to drift lower. In fact, 98, 99. So who put them in charge? I love it. I appreciate you. Thanks for the effort. Yes, please. Thanks, Arlenis. All right, so this is Splunk. Palantir. So this is a stock that I made money on recently for the gang. Blended cost of entry for me was in the 7s, low 7s, and I got out here somewhere. So I left about $1 on the table, which is fine. It was a huge win for me, and I did it for a silly reason. I didn't time it perfectly, but I'm never looking to time it perfectly. It has a dip coming, and that would be the time to re-engage with it. So if for whatever reason they fall below 9, I want to know, and I'll put an alert. I'm not looking at it every day to count how many dollars I've missed out on, because I made a decision, and it was a conscious decision, and it's a good decision, and I will step away from it. Otherwise, if you get upset on wins and losses, when are you happy? You will not last in this game, I promise. So a win is a win. It was like 60 or 70% or 50%. I don't remember. It was a big win. I'm not going to look back and cry over, oh my gosh, I missed out another $1. Not a problem. And it's one of those trades that I was long shares. I also sold puts that I was never assigned, and those are bullish. Okay, so Palantir, business is fine. The stock is going into a prior fail. It is a meme stock from time to time, so be careful shorting it. I'm looking for re-entries on dips, substantial dips. They will hate it again, and I will be there to take their money, like I did the first time. Okay, Palo Alto, I think, has earnings, no? Yes. So whatever I tell you doesn't really matter. But members, remind me before they report. We will look at their options. I think they have enough information. Let's say I don't want to talk about their earnings and I want to look at the chart. It's right in the middle of a seller zone at 203.5 and a buyer zone at 176.5. You lose 176.5, you can get to 160 or so. I will get engaged with it down there. If you take this out, you take off. Meanwhile, I will add KR. Meanwhile, it is a no touch until they report. Shorter term levels, they're about the same. 184 is support, 197 is resistance. I'm looking at it from shorter term. Yep, 96, 97 resistance, and buyers in here. All right, so penalty box until they report. Before they report, we will look at it. I appreciate it. EXPE, I will add it since you asked nicely. If we have time, I'm running as fast as I can. We did this yesterday. By the way, for members, we do 2 hours on Sunday. And all day in a live room. All day. I have 52 people there. Some of them probably don't know. We're here. They're looking, why aren't we talking? It's almost 6 o'clock. Well, that's almost 9 o'clock for you. We do this every day, all day. Microsoft is next. I've heard of this company. I hear it's a tech company. It's got good things going in the future. No? Am I wrong? Remember the days when Microsoft's eating the world and it was the evil company? Okay, this is like Apple. Too high for me to chase. It's trying to beat very old resistance, and the bears are not able to even slow it down. This arrow I did not draw ahead of time, so I'm not taking credit that I said it's going there. I was putting a visual representation of the possible target from this breakout right here. If you look at it, it looks like shoulder, head, and some sort of a shoulder that didn't even have time to play out, like dip and then gone on earnings. If that's the case, I think the target is somewhere up here. The target is actually much higher, which would bring an all-time high probably. Yes. But let's give it credit for a little bit less than that. And it's not easy to get into 328 and start to get long. I would look at my alerts. I don't know if you can see them. I have alerts set at 290 and lower, several ones. So I'm looking to re-engage long. I missed it if I am a slowpoke. I did have couple trades on it along the way, but out here, vulnerable to dips. 313 and 310, 309 are good levels, and of course beating last Thursday's high would bring you to 323. I would not short it. Those stocks are running on good fundamentals and just gourmandise, whatever that is, like can't stop eating type of a deal. So forget about it until they come back to you. TWLO we nailed. It fell on earnings. People misreacted. I sold puts and bought calls. I'm up huge, so I'm letting it ride. I wouldn't exit. I would trim, which I did. So the idea is recover all the earnings. I don't know. Let's see if they do. Let me look at the daily. Okay, so on the daily, this green thing you see, target 1 is 58-ish. Target 2 is 67. There is a gap that would fill. There's a hard seller here. So it has much more upside potential, but with caution. They are falling in a descending channel. They could be targeting like 37 or 35. Not likely. You see my words, not likely. So what bulls need to do, they need to take out 56 convincingly, drop, and then take out from wherever they like. For example, if I want to see them do this, struggle to get to here, fall, and hold this area, and come back to here. I need to see that so that they don't make a lower low, and they have the opportunity to then break out from this prior fail. So that's the kind of statement I want. So I want the this green path. Let's make it green. Illustrate. So they avoid the white path. You see? Okay. Otherwise, they come here and they fail and come back down and make a lower low. That's what they've been doing. Here, come back, lower low. You don't want that. So I like the company fundamentals. They did well, sales and profitability, but people wanted more from their forward guidance. So it's an opportunity for us. That's TWLO. And next is Zoom, which finally got a bid and now it's vulnerable from the technical perspective. for the opposite reason as TWLO. TWLO had a green M. This one has a red W, which is a dip. If you don't know what that stuff is, we explained that in the live room. Look at this cluster, right? And just before the earnings, I think they report tonight or tomorrow. So I will look into the options to tell my gang. This is where I almost, yes, this is where I almost wish it falls, but I really don't, because I don't want people to lose money, so I can get long again. So if people hate it from the earnings, I will look at their mistakes, and unless the company says something completely different than last time, I will jump all over it. So I'm definitely in the buy the dip camp here. Gang, remind me to look at it tonight in the options to see if we can take a long on this one. Yes, Reggie, thank you so much. Foot Locker, we will add Foot Locker. No touch, no touch. Or what does he say? Jim Cramer, don't buy. I don't know. Why would you? Buy Nike on the Foot Locker dip. That would have been, I actually said that in the room. Intuit also report earnings, so whatever I tell you now, you take with a grain of salt. Earnings aside, look at this candle. What the hell? Yeah, so this is a wall. If for some miracle they take that out, they're gone. Until then, that is a concrete wall. I would not get long into this wall area. Buy the dip, support from 424 on lower. The same reason this is a concrete wall, this should be solid concrete footing. So definitely support in here. I will put an alert. If it falls in there, I would want to look why, and maybe I can take a long. Okay? So you're stuck between wall and footing, and you're going into earnings. Holy moly. Wow. Yes, order flows, you do rock. Filling some good shoes there. I appreciate you totally. Let's see here. If we can get to 110 likes today, you would beat last time, which would be insane. So go share it. I tweeted it on StockTwits and Twitter. Go retweet my thingy and do a tag of yours. That would be great. Okay. Let's see here. I lost track. Where are we at? PenWest, Microsoft, Zim, INTU. Oh, Zim. I can't. Every time somebody asks me about Zim, I say, forget about it, forget about it, forget about it. And I saved people a lot of money about that. And this is a stock that we traded very, very well. We jumped on board. Thank you. One of the members, Jake, he's been with me with 9 years. I think, maybe 10 years. He's well read. He has contacts everywhere. And he brought me this ticker. I can't remember when they gave a $17 dividend. It must have been back here somewhere. They had a special dividend of $17. And I was like, what the hell? $17? And so I thought, okay, I'll take it before an all-time high pop. And then I bought it at the breakout, which I rarely do. And it went to the high. So it must have been here, that dividend here. 17 bucks. So I got long for the group here, and then when it fell to here, we sold the put spread, which also worked on the bump, and then I said walk away, because as soon as it lost this level, I have the lines on a different chart. I said this is a head and shoulders that's going to cause it to lose 40 points. Look at that. It's down here. So actually, let's go here and I'll see if I can do it. Zim. Put the lines there. That was my target down there from back then. So it is below my target. So it's a no touch. Why? Somebody's P&L that's this wacko, something is above our pay grade there. You can't go from 4 billion to 12 or 13 billion and then back to whatever you are now. It's just bizarre. Okay, so be careful. That story may be done forever. Now, if you've invested in it, they do pay a dividend, and it's pretty hefty. So I'm not going to keep you out of it. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. This is an all-time low, maybe not. It's a definite recent low, and I don't know where the bottom is what I'm saying. Is it? Yes, I think so. 120, 124. Thank you. We'll do better. We just I've neglected the members on the YouTube videos. I should be posting more, and now we're re-engaging with lives, so hopefully they'll appreciate it and they'll come alive. We have a lot of members there. So if you don't subscribe to YouTube channel, do it now. It's free for now. I don't give a lot of free content, but these sessions, we use it as, put some eyeballs on the product. All right, 29.5 on this ticker is a problem through 30.5. So you do have sellers inside this box. If I were to draw it, it's not very scientific, but I'm telling you from years of looking at charts, this is going to be a resistance spot. Okay, so opportunity at 29 to get you into the box. Dip and hold 29, come back and you can tackle it. So it's not an easy entry. Okay, so how would I trade this? I would get long on dips. If I'm investing for the long term, I will take a small bite. Like if I wanted to own 300 shares, I would only buy 100. I would sell puts to own shares. I'm going to add it to my trading list. I don't think I've ever traded it. So I want to... I want to see if I can get engaged. Dips are buyable into 27 and change. Hopefully it does not have earnings anytime soon. No, it just reported. Let me see if I can find you a shorter term entry. Yeah, 27.40 or lower is interesting on the short term. All right, so this is bros. We have... I don't remember doing in INTU. Maybe I did. Yes, I did. Okay, bros. XPEV. I believe it has earnings. I wouldn't touch it. The only EV company that I'm trading these days is Tesla because I know it's fundamental and I want to erase every other doubt. So I'm already leery about the future of EVs altogether as the solution. It's not. It's physically impossible for it to be the solution. We can debate that later. But I don't want to add more variables. I know with Tesla, there aren't many variables. It can make cars, it can sell them at a profit, and it has a decent reputation, and people want the cars. They can sell every car they want to sell, basically. And it's a matter of production. And the guy cranks out production everywhere in the world, which is pretty good. So XPEV cannot find a floor. Now, if you want to trade it against the floor that it recently placed, that's 8.6 or 7.8. So I wouldn't touch it into earnings. If you're investing in it for the future, the car is nice. The P&L is okay. But I don't think it's a profitable company. None are. Only Tesla can make and sell a car profitably. If you twist my arm, I would try a long if it falls to 6. Otherwise, I wouldn't touch it. Okay, we can review it for the members before they report and look to see if there's a big options order somewhere that helps us trade it. All right, I added GHL for you. XPEV Visa, I wouldn't touch it up here. Good company, just too high for me. It's not an obvious entry point. At the risk of missing out the breakout. 236 or higher, it can go to the moon with a last ditch effort for the bears at 238. Look at that. Wow. So if they take out 238, they're gone. Why on earth are these guys doing that when Square and PayPal cannot find the floor? They're going to hell, especially PayPal. That is a mystery. Okay, these are great companies, but it's not an obvious entry for this one or MasterCard. I would rather let it go. Boeing is still stuck in a very wide rectangular shape. And let me see. I think you can see it on the one day. You can see it. So they hit this red thing. This red thing has a target down here and down here. So they want to dip, and the whatever flag or whatever you want to call it, this is a consolidation zone. Now, one way to look at it is they ran from here to here, consolidation, and if they take out the consolidation, they will be here. So kind of like an ABC move, like from here to here, consolidate, and then you do this. That would be one way to look at it. Or I will add an alert here to get long on the dip if it comes. So when the consolidation battle is done, for example, if you fall below 192, I think you will come to 175, 172. I think it's a given, maybe even lower. So lose 192 and you will dip, you have an entry opportunity, and that's why I put my alert. In order to break out, you need to take out 221.5 convincingly, and then you can get to 245. Until then, iron condors. That's how I would trade it if there are no earnings, all right? Okay, So let's see here. BITO, one of my favorite tickers. What is that? It tracks Bitcoin prices, okay? BITO tracks Bitcoin futures, so it's a good way to get engaged with crypto without the crypto risk of putting your money in a crypto account. My money is in the crypto.com account, and so far they haven't gone out of business. But doing BITO, I don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to take a breather for me to get to at least 90 likes, so I know I'm tracking to over 100 by the end of this session. So please, if you joined us late, if you don't mind so terribly, hitting the like button so we can register with the Google search engine as well. All right, and share this link next time you see it. I don't mind you bringing in more people, whatever social media you're on. Can we get to 90, please? So the concept of crypto for me is very attractive, especially the closer we get to the fiscal cliff. I don't know what's going to happen to the US dollar if the politicians push us over the fiscal cliff. Which one is this? The debt ceiling. If we don't pay our bills in the next 3 weeks and Janet Yellen runs out of checks, I don't know what's going to happen to the US dollar. And that would be a catastrophe. It's not an exaggerated word here because it's never happened before, ever. And for it to happen one time during the most vulnerable time for the US, the dollar's already on the way out. This will push it over the edge and the dollar will collapse. We are at 90. Yes. You guys rock. Okay, check this out. I'm going to put a line. It's important. 16. Okay. So let's see if they can retake 16. It is in a descending channel, but that's fine. So respect the fact that for the last few weeks, the bears are in charge. Lower highs, lower lows. They're selling rallies. Now, if they can hold 15.25 and 14.9, and they take out this one. So the battle is between this and that, really. Okay, with a secondary support of here. All right. So these are the 3 lines to look at. If they take this out before they trigger these 2, then they have the opportunity to get out of this descending channel. And this descending channel is not connecting dots. It's just a behavior. Okay. So I want to see it above 16 before it loses 14.9. That would be the mode. I am long. I'm very profitable in it for the gang. And I'm not closing it. I'm collecting dividends while I'm waiting. I love it. One of my favorite stocks of all time. It's not an exaggeration. Now, MU is a pretty big stock. Do they have earnings? Soon, not too soon. Breakout, which is usually, that means the bears are toast. Hard to get long into this cluster, though. So if I'm not long, I would wait for a dip towards 64, which would be the neckline from which they just sprang last week, and then get long. So I don't like to buy the breakout. I like to buy the dip. It looks like it's dipping this morning. That's pre-open. All right, cool. We're almost at 100, and I didn't even have to ask. So buy the dip mode, and it is dipping into support. It might fall to 63.5 or 62. If it does, I want to know about it. And look, I'm going to push my alert up to here. And I'm going to add another alert down here, which I would buy aggressively. And down here, and I will put myself a message like this. Cuss myself, I'm you. Long, you doofus. That's me talking to me in the future. Because I'm pretty sure it'll be a bad day and everybody will be spooked about something. So shorter term, you can see these buyers right there. Or 62-ish. So buy the dip mode for a trade. Investment, no need to add if you're long. Okay, Baba. I bought something on Baba. They are pushy with their advertising. I can't say what it is because somebody watching might know about it. So anyway, it's a fun thing. It was like nothing, not expensive, and it was very seamless. Boop, 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 boop. It's not as fast as Amazon getting to me, but it was 7 days. At least that's what they said. It's trying to hold the floor. It could be at 70 or it could be at 96 again. So if you don't hold the recent floor from the last 10 days, you're going to 72. maybe lower. Okay, but if you can, you can inch your way back up towards 90 and 92, and it's going to be a problem. So they are selling rallies. I would not get engaged until I would not expect that to change until they take out 96. So I think it's easier for them to get to 68 than 104. That's the statement there. It doesn't mean short it. It just means that rallies are going to be sold aggressively. And this one is a headline stock, so you need to be careful. All right, so now Bombardier, BBD, TSX, BBD, Bombardier, this one. Where's your TSX? Dot. What did you say? Bombardier dot B. There you go. Sorry about that. What the name? I don't get it. They make regular planes, right? Bombardier is bomber. It's a cool name, but a little aggressive, isn't it? For Canadians, I mean, come on. All right, so Bombardier, if you lose 55, you get the 45 very quickly. So going into 65, you have sellers, and you must hold 55. Those are the round numbers. 62.5, you have sellers. It could get to 65 or 67. I would short it there. I would fade it. If I'm long, I would exit for a trade because I think these sellers are there and hard. And they might curl back down. And if you lose 55, you're going down to here, which would be a decent entry. I wouldn't short it, but I would manage my winnings that way. All right, we're under 10 minutes, as my producer tells me. And so I have to speed it up. I don't have a lot of tickers left. SE. I'm long SE on the dip, and I think the trade is a little red, but I am conscious of how low they can go. So I'm pretty sure I can survive that. I'm long at 55. So worst case scenario, I get put stock at 55, and I would lose I would start losing money at 53 or so. So can I get long here? Well, if I do, I would make it a partial position in case they bleed lower. Now, if the market corrects, it's going to come down and finish the job to the low 60s. Other than that, it's a good company. It delivered good numbers. It grew sales, grew profitability, blah, blah, blah. But markets wanted to see more. All right, TFC. So if it's an investment for the future, I wouldn't do anything. I would continue owning it. Shares are fine. So sell covered calls if you can. Find out more about them. It's not for everybody. But it is it's fun to sell covered calls if you know what you're doing. If you get in trouble, let me know. I will unjam you. Okay, this one is looking to break out. I think if you get 30.3, you might get to 32, and then you have a cluster of sellers. If not, buy the dip, whatever this is. Buy the dip into the support. This one looks pretty good that way. So ride the long if you have it. Verizon, I said I would buy shares. This thing pays 9% dividend. I don't know what it is now. 7.2. That's pretty kick-ass. Not as kick-ass as lending the government money for 30 days and collecting almost 6%, but it's pretty darn good. What do I do with this? I would buy shares or sell puts to own shares. If you sell puts, you don't get the dividend. If you want a dividend-paying stock, this one's cash flow is pretty solid. I doubt the dividend will ever be in danger. So if I wanted to own shares for the long term, this is not a bad place to nibble on the shares to collect the dividends. I'm going to add it. I may buy some for myself. I've done it before. It was decent. It wasn't exciting. It was boring, but it was decent. Ford, for a trade up, I would own it. Fundamentally, I'm telling you, they're going to have to shift the car companies. They're going to have to say, you know what, this electric thing is not going to work out for the long term. We're having a hard time sourcing. And they're going to bail on this idea. And if so, Ford and GM stocks should rally because I'm worried about them long term. Now, this rally could extend to 12 or 12.5, 12.2. The closer you get to 12.2, the less likely it's going to finish the job at 12.5. So buy the dips into the support zone, and I will do that. I will add here mini support just so I remember it. Ownership for the long term, that's fine. It has a lot of fans. I'm not a Ford guy. Our house is more a Chevy guy because of my son. He builds trucks for a living, race trucks. So Enphase, I'm long. I bought the dip for us. I forgot how. I'm pretty sure I sold the put. I forgot at what level. 115, something like that. So I'm leaving a lot of room for error. The trade is very profitable, and I'm looking to trade out of it. Now, if somebody bought shares or calls with time on the clock, they could be rewarded really well. The stock I've been tracking, we've traded it several times, and it can rally back to this area, but I don't think it's as easy as that. Okay, so these gaps are not always easy. 172, 175, huge problem. You take that out, you get $10 out of it. So for now, I can tell you there is support. And if you lose the support, it can go to 130 or lower, which would be a much better entry point. In fact, I will add it right now. I'm not going to put it scientifically. I'll just add one for the oh shit moment. Whoops. All right. So those are them. Did I miss any tickers? XRT. Okay. Oh, XPEV and XRT. Yes, yes, yes. And KR. Kroger. Too high for me. You take out 50, you're going to 52. But buy the dip mode in KR would be much better in this one. All right. Expedia. Tough line at 99. Take 99 out, you can get $3. Until then, 99 is a problem, and 102 is a problem, and a bigger problem is 106. Meanwhile, you have a bunch of support. I don't think you're going to lose the support. 86, 87. If you lose 86.70, you can get to below 80, but that would be an entry opportunity. I'm going to add an alert here. So if you're long, you can ride it, or you can get long on dips in this one. I'm assuming there's no earnings soon. All right, FL, don't touch, don't touch, don't touch. Forget it, forget it. Buy Nike on this dip. I wouldn't touch this. GHL. Whoa, okay. I don't know what to do with this one. Too late. You missed it. If you're looking now to get long, my goodness, it's up here. Yes, no. This is where it all started badly. So whoever got long right here, right now, said to this guy, hey, you've been holding a bag of poop. Let me take it off your hands. Thank you very much. Are we at 100? We are. You guys rock. We did that. Somebody did XRT, I think, right? Is that a retail? XRT. I haven't been asked about XRT in a while. Okay, retail is not my favorite place. If we are headed into zombie land, this head and shoulders will bring 50 or 48 or 47. So watch out. We have a lot of support. I mean, in order to lose 55.45, that is a holy crap moment. Holy crap. Okay, I don't think we lose it. This is DEFCON 2, which means alert, alert. Okay, and one line below that and we're gone. So if somebody gets long against all of this support with stops, that's the right way to do it. You assume that the worst is not going to happen, therefore the opposite should happen. So $3 to $5 available with stops. So as a trade, I would get long with stops. In fact, maybe I want to look at it. No. And see how I can trade it for myself and the group. All right, XRT. We did MU, GHL. What is GHL? Did we do GHL? We did. Hello. One more to 110. Order flows, my new hero. Short XRT. Okay. Into support, I don't short. Short the pop. If they get to 61, then short it. Okay, we have 2 minutes. I'm going to take that to, you have a put spread, you're up 32%. You might want to trim it, in my opinion. Leave runners. So good job on that one. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the bell so that you get notified of everything we post. We're going to do this again, I think, on Wednesday, unless something grave happens. We do have a bunch of BS this week. Fed had stocking, I think Bullard and Company today. 1 more minute. I'm going to cut off abruptly at the end. I totally appreciate you here. I wish we had more people. I will find ways to bring more people to make it more fun. Maybe somebody will cuss me out here. No, that would be a good thing, though. That means we are attracting enemies as well as friends. So I do have somebody impersonating me out there and asking for business about sending out my trades. I've never sent out a spreadsheet for my trades out there for soliciting business. That is not me. It's not Benzinga. It's some shyster out there. So don't fall for them. I forgot what they're called. But come to me if you think you're getting solicited. Thanks, Dave, for bringing this to my attention. All right. 9 minutes left. I will just sit here and look pretty. And then I'll hit end stream. How about that? Real nice exit. Nice, Nick. And members, go to the live room and see if we can do some damage today. Thank you. Later. Appreciate you.